Welcome back to the Division 2. In this video I want to talk to you about my thoughts and stuff and why I believe they are not going to bring this game to the next generation consoles. We're going to start off with the fact that people are not talking about it enough for them to warrant bringing it over to the next generation of consoles. When I say that, it will be playable or should be playable on both the PS5 and the Series X. But it will just be exactly the same as what it is now. When I say bringing it over to the next generation consoles, I mean not playable through backwards compatibility, but I do mean from like an enhancement perspective. So they might up it to 60 FPS, they might do a tiny bit of a remaster, just like sharpen things up, make them look a little bit more crisp. I think there is a small possibility they will do it, but only if it gets enough attention. And I'm not saying that because it should, I'm not saying that because it shouldn't. That's just if they do get enough attention, I do believe they might do it. But there will be a downside to it, which we'll talk about in a little bit. But basically, there aren't enough people talking about it. They've brought the situation up, like the whole topic, a couple of times on State of the Game, and they've said there aren't any plans. Like, they don't know if there are any plans or anything at this current time. They've just said that to shrug it off every time it's been brought up. Another thing is, if they do enhance it for the next generation consoles, it's obviously going to take quite a bit of work. With that, they are already working on an Avatar game, and a lot of us believe they are currently working on Division 3 as well. So it's going to be like a development team. They're going to have to get them to work on the project and go through the work of giving it a little bit of an enhancement and like a tiny bit of a graphics overhaul to make it look a bit more crisp and sharper and stuff. Another one which some of you don't like the idea of because it's a negative form of talking, they're lazy and they don't give a fuck. If you've got to play it through backwards compatibility, they've never given a shit about the community, so why are they going to now? That's the rest of the topic, really. They are lazy. There are bugs in the game that haven't been fixed from the launch or like even from the beta. There are still sound bugs every now and then that make their way back in. Every single title update in this game, they manage to break twice as much as what they fix. There is still a bug in New York with Aaron Keener, which is blocking progression of their paid expansion. And then that's going to lead to the end of the video. If they do go ahead and they bring it over with a little bit of an enhancement, even if they just, like, they will go for the easiest option. So their thinking would probably be, let's just not exactly uncap the frame rate, but let's boost it up to 60 FPS. But because of the type of team Massive are, and they're under the head of Ubisoft, it's probably going to come at a cost of about £15-20. They'll put like an expansion price tag on it, and they'll say if you want the enhanced version, you've got to pay this. And they might release some new PvE content with it. They probably won't. I mean, they'll probably just do the 60 FPS thing, but they might throw in something cheap and tacky and something that shouldn't have been brought into the game in that manner, but they'll probably just bring it in something that's really easy to try and hype it up a little bit, because that's all this team seems to do. They hype up content and it just turns out to be a shambles. Sometimes they don't even bother hyping it up. Like with the Iron Horse Raid, they just released it and that was that. They did the world's first competition, which was a shambles, lots of cheaters. They didn't do anything about the cheaters. They just slapped their names on the wall in the White House and moved on. They told us they were investigating, they didn't bother. There are glitches and cheaters and stuff in the Dark Zone and damage glitches, they won't do anything about it. But when it comes to PvE and the majority of players using a damage glitch, players get banned and rolled back. They literally just look for the easiest option and they just tell you what you want to hear and then they go back on their words. Like what they did with the random attribute. The first one was going to be a 100% chance of rolling the same as the core attribute. They went back on their word literally 24 hours later without any testing because of apparent immediate feedback. So yeah, I highly doubt we will see any form of an enhancement. We will have to play this game through backwards compatibility when the new consoles launch. And I do think if they decide to go ahead and do it, and like they won't put Avatar or Division 3 or whatever else they're working on, they won't put it on hold. They'll just get a small development team to just do a little bit of coding changes, maybe sort out the FPS or something like that, and I can actually see them putting a price tag on it to upgrade to the new console version. But I didn't make this video to be negative towards the devs or anything like that. I literally made this video to bring it up as a topic. Do you think they will? Because I strongly doubt they will. I don't think they have any plans to do it at all because it means extra work. But let me know what you think in the comments. That's going to do it for the video. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching.